Solving hard public health problems like lead poisoning can seem daunting, but we can do hard things. Lead poisoning is devastating to the most vulnerable in our nation, our children. Lead poisoning is silent and the effects are lifelong. Children who are lead poisoned have learning disabilities that result in lower student achievement, higher dropout rates, lower lifetime earnings, and even increase the risk of incarceration. But here at the University of Notre Dame, we can do hard things. It has long been Notre Dame's tradition to teach empathy and social justice. We are taught to support and reach out to those individuals who struggle, who don't have a voice, and have been marginalized and left vulnerable. At Notre Dame, we are taught to care for the least of us. This is the essence of public health. This is our call. The Centers for Social Concern embraces this call and teaches our students to be engaged, community-based researchers and scholars. The CSC teaches the basic principles of humanity and empathy to improve the living conditions for all those in our community. As a faculty member, I have witnessed and experienced the power of the CSC's mission and teaching. A few years ago, I was awarded a small grant from the CSC to better understand lead poisoning in our community. That summer, we leveraged those grant dollars to hire undergrads and graduates to conduct research in our community. We worked with families to identify sources of lead poisoning in their home. The results of that summer's work was so impactful. Families now had information they could use in the moment to protect their children. The CSC grant laid the groundwork for our team to make meaningful changes in programming and policy here in our community. Really, how often do you hear something like that? And now, 3 years later, working with dozens of Notre Dame undergrads and graduates, our team, the Notre Dame Lead Innovation Team, has developed a user-friendly screening kit so that families can screen their own homes for lead before their children can become poisoned. This is a really big deal. In the past, families had to rely on local health departments or expensive inspections to get information about lead in their homes, but we're changing that. Like I said, here at Notre Dame and the CSC, this is our mission. We are called to serve those least among us. Lead poisoning is a hard public health problem to solve, but our team here at Notre Dame are ready to do hard things. I hope you've heard a story that embraces all that Notre Dame and the CSC represent. I call on you to do the same.